And take two. I really do dislike redoing videos. I usually don't. I just stumble over it, but I was confused. So this is take two. Hi, everybody. Happy homecoming week. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you got your flu shot, which I did yesterday, and my COVID booster number 2. So I'm feeling a little, but it is what it is. And so, group project time. Yay! First things first, I ask that you be patient with one another. I ask that if you tend to do work for this class over the weekend, that you would change things up for the next 2 weeks to make sure you're not leaving your teammates hanging. And be patient. Let's try not to annoy and aggravate each other. And let's just have fun and do something creative. Storytelling team project. I'm going to the project overview. You can click on this and it'll open here. So, do I have it animated? No. So let's just do it like this. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Too big. Let's do, help me, will you? No, I think I can do this. Okay, so the purpose of the project is for you to create something original in a way. So it could be a song cycle in the style of Franz Schubert, where he took an existing text and he broke it down and created 8 to 20 songs, basically telling the story of a pre-existing text, right? So it could be a poem, it could be a story. He put music to it, he made it melodic, something that you can sing, or it can be a concept album in the style of Beyonce, where there is a central theme for the most part, and all the songs kind of relate to this one theme. And so as a team, you will decide which route you want to go. So if you choose to do a song cycle in the style of Schubert, I'm asking that you choose an existing work. So choose a poem, choose a short story that everyone in your team is either familiar with, or maybe you have a good idea and your teammates are okay with it. But it needs to, your song cycle needs to be, I don't want anybody being original. So if you choose to do the song cycle, you guys are making the decision to choose text or to use text from an existing work. And the only thing you need to do is to break that text down into the number of teammates. So if you're in a pair, you would split the text in half in a way that makes sense, right? So it just depends on the story and the plot of the story, or if it's a poem. If you can just split it in half, and teammate number 1 takes the first half, teammate 2 takes the second half, and you're responsible for creating a song for your portion of the text. What Schubert did, depending on the text, is he created original melody and created original music for each section of the text. So if the part of the text is happy, right? You have 2 people that are in love, then your music would be upbeat and happy, and your melody would be something enjoyable. Maybe there's a part of the story or the text where one of the lovebirds dies, right? So the music that you choose would be sad and a little somber, and the way that you present and read the text would be a little bit different than something that's upbeat. So you're actually going to perform your portion of the song, and you have to choose instrumental accompaniment. And I'm going to show you examples so you'll have a better understanding. So that's for song cycle. You're choosing an existing text, whether it be a story or a poem, and you're splitting it up. If you're a team of 2, split it up into 2 parts. If you're a team of 3, split it up into 3 parts. If you're a team of 4, split it up into 4 parts. Make sure it's more than 4 lines, right? So don't choose something that's super short. Don't choose something that's super long. But you get to decide. So that's all I'll say about that. For the concept album, this one allows you to be a little bit more creative. because you're creating the text of the song, of your song, based around a theme. So each member of the team will create an original song for the album. Maybe the theme is love, right? Maybe the theme is homecoming week. Maybe the theme is I've had enough COVID. I can't tell you what to do. If you want to do it COVID, fine. Maybe it is, what are some other, what's going on? Maybe election day or politics or, social justice issues, right? It could be anything, but you choose a theme and say, hey, let's do all of our songs around this theme. And then each individual person is going to create a quote unquote, notice I have the quote unquote song of that theme. So if you have a 2-person team, you will have a concept album with 2 songs related to the theme you agreed upon. If you're a group of 3, you would have 3 individual songs, right? So that's what makes this team project, I think, a little bit better, because there's not much collaboration, more cooperation. So you individually create your song, and then you have one person kind of put it all together. Let's keep going. Shall we? So let's look at examples and then we'll come back to the steps. So concept album, let's start with the song cycle. For this, and this was one of my face-to-face classes, they chose this poem. I think they had 3 people in their group. And so, you have obvious stanzas with anticipation. So one person would do this stanza, one person would do this stanza, one person do this stanza. The only thing that they did not do correctly is they did not put it in order for some reason. So each person is going to individually record. You can use your phone. Phone is the easiest way. I just ask, and you'll listen to some of these recordings. Make a good quality recording, right? So we've been doing virtual stuff for a while. So you know what works with your phone, where you need to put your phone. If you're going to have background music using a speaker, make sure it's far enough away so that the background music isn't louder than your voice. What you say and the words of the text is most important. If you have a mic, use the mic. So let's listen to a little bit of this. It's only 2 minutes long. Hopefully you can hear it good.
Because I hoped while they enjoyed, and by fulfillment, hope destroyed. As children hope, with trustful breast, I waited blissed and cherished rest. A thoughtful spirit taught me soon that we must long till life be done.
When those who were thy own compeers, people in fortune and in years, have seen their...
I'm going to stop right here. This was my face-to-face class, so it was easy for them to pick one track, let it play, and so that's a composed piano piece that they use by Satie, I believe, and they just spoke their portion of the text over that one instrumental track. They went backwards for some reason. I don't know if there's something that I don't know that they know. I don't know why they did the last stanza first. But they did. And so that's easy because they're face-to-face. They do one recording on somebody's phone. They pass. For you guys are not face-to-face. You can make the choice to do that, but you don't need to. All you have to do is record your portion, and I have a video to show you how you can merge all of the recordings into one. So this would be an example of a song cycle because they took an existing text and they just performed it. The only thing is that they use the same instrumental track, and usually with a song cycle, you would have different instrumentals and melodies of the song for each section of the text. It's not that big a deal. If you guys choose to use one instrumental track and everybody just perform over that one track, I won't take off points for that. It's not that big a deal. So this would be an example of a song cycle. Notice song is in quotes because you don't have to sing. I do have music majors in here. And I have people that just want to sing even if they don't have the best singing voice. They still sing it because it's fun. It's all good. So you can choose to do that. This is a concept album. Their theme was colors. It was a 3-person group. They also created a visual in the style of Beyonce, right? You don't have to do a visual, but because we are going to share with each other, I usually put them all in a PowerPoint to share and for you to give affirming comments to what each group does. If you do something that's visual, yay, that gives us something, our sense, it engages more of our senses. But you don't have to, right? A recording is sufficient. But let's listen to a little bit of this and I'll fast forward.
Tell you nothing, you drop what you under, cause black, that means you a king. But my skin is a blessing, don't tell me I'm blessed, cause I could do anything. Shit, I tell you nothing.
So I hear his voice. The piano isn't louder than the voice, but the voice where the mic isn't great. So I want you to think about all that because I want every performance from each team to be good. I'm taking a long time. Let me fast forward. So that was black. This is yellow.
I feel a certain way. My color yellow incites hope and motivates. It encourages us to...
You can hear him a little bit better and clearer. And then the last one, she's a singer, so she sang. So this is an example of a concept album. Their theme was colors. They each created a text based around a color and recorded it with either original music or not. You can find instrumental tracks anywhere, all on YouTube, right? So if you're not going to sing, if you're not going to sing, you're not going to have to match with the instrumental track in terms of your melody. But be creative. If you want to go outside the box and push yourself, absolutely do that. All right, so let's look at deadlines. So today is Wednesday. I'm giving you until next Monday to have an open discussion with your teammates. And what does that look like? Let's go down. So I'm in the storytelling team project tab. Let's go on down to step 2. So step 1 was to respond to the survey. If you did not respond to the survey, I am just going to put you in a group. I still need to do that. I'm going to put you in a group, and that's going to be your group. If you responded to the survey, that lets me know that you're in it to win it and that your teammates can be confident with having you as a teammate because you've responded to the survey, and that's the first step. So open in discussion is just to share your strengths, to consider the problems of creating something together online, and then brainstorming ways to successfully move forward. And so these are the prompts. And really, I need to put this in each team's discussion board. But I literally have to go into each group and put it in the discussion board, which I may do. But maybe just jot it down, copy and paste it somewhere, and then click on this. And you will automatically go to your team. So I am in team 16. I automatically go to my team. I'm going to then go to the group discussion board. I'm going to create a thread, opening discussion. Maybe if I copied and paste, I'm going to save it as a draft. I'm going to go back to, no, I'm going to go back here. And this might be the best way if I can copy. Let's just do this. Copy and paste this way. Go back in. Group discussion board. This is where it needs to be because this is where I'll check it. I thought I created a thread. Let me go back. Total posts. Okay, maybe not. I thought I saved it. Open in discussion. Tanya. That's me. Dr. T. And then let's respond. This is my thread. And then maybe write it. What are your concerns? My concern, and I'm going to read this a lot, I know. And I would change the color. But my concern. So I don't need to do all this, but I'm going to do all this. Let me see. Is this going to give me what I want? I think this is a highlighter. No. Okay, let me just go with it. My concern is that everyone will not contribute. And then just kind of answer all the prompts. And if you have other thoughts, hey, I think we should use GroupMe to communicate. If you want to share your number, you can. Some people do. Or you could just create the GroupMe link, and here's the link, and put it here. Right? And then submit it. Bam, that's your thread. And then your partner comes in and say, hey, there's a thread by Tanya. Let me read it. And let me reply to that thread. So replying to the thread is great because everything is hooked up as opposed to you doing another thread. So that's part 1, or step 2, opening discussion. Step 3 is your plan of action. If you go back to your group, and again, you can go here. Well, let me see. Did I do this as a, yeah. But I will say this, and I'm going to go to the group. Everything for the team project that needs to be submitted, except for the discussion board, the opening conversation, needs to be submitted by one person. And so if you look at the plan of action, and I'm going to open it in another tab. If you look at the plan of action, you need to make a copy of this. This is always first. There are a couple things that you and your teammates need to decide. So this is really the only collaborative portion of the assignment, the team project. Go back to the team. There should be a better way. Collaborate. Use Collaborate Ultra. If you're like, hey, can we get together and just video chat? You can use Collaborate Ultra in Blackboard. You can use Google Meets. You can use whatever you want. But there will come a time where you need to collaborate almost in real time if you choose to do it via email and have an email thread. It's up to you. But I do not want Tanya to choose what I'm going to do without consulting with my teammates. Right? It needs to be a joint collaborative decision, right? So you need to decide who's going to have roles. The submitter is the only person that should submit completed task for this team project. So once this is filled out, the plan of action, and it goes here, everybody needs to sign it, save it as a PDF, and have everybody sign it. I don't know, but whoever is your submitter up here needs to submit it, and you only have one opportunity to submit. So please, if you're not the submitter, don't submit the assignment because it's going to show up for the whole team. Don't submit the assignment if you're still waiting for people to respond. That's the patience part of it, right? They might not have gotten to it, so be patient. So plan of action, you guys can read through that. The main thing is that you want to have everything completed by November 7th. And submitted. So this is the plan of action. You need to keep track of any type of meeting and communication. So if you are only communicating through GroupMe, then send me a screenshot of those GroupMe so I can see, oh, okay, yeah, Tim and Miranda were constantly communicating and making decisions through GroupMe. That is your record of your team meetings. If you do a phone call, if you do a video, then just keep track of everything here because you get credit. That's how I grade your participation as a team member. The last thing I'm going to point out before I go, let me go back here. So project overview, pretty much did that. Opening discussion. After you watch this video, you should do your opening discussion. SLOs, plan of action, which you can also find. And I am going to make available, well, not yet. I'll make available, so plan of action, the open discussion is available, plan of action is available. I'll make every other step in submission available later in the week or next week because you don't need it right now. You need to come up with a plan of action. You need to make a decision about if you're going to do a song cycle or a concept album. You need to pick your text or come up with a theme. And then each person can individually create or perform and record their portion of the song cycle or concept album. I think that's about it. Hope this was helpful. If not, shoot me an email. Liaison. Shoot an email to me for the group so that you can get clarity about anything that's not clear. All right. Enjoy.